Hey guys, what's up? Something a little different for you today. I'm going to be reviewing a newer fitness tracker. And I got this through the Lumoid service because my old fitness tracker wasn't quite hitting the bar for me the way that I need for my lifestyle. And I can do a review on that one too. But I wanted to talk about this one, and I can discuss Lumoid as a service in a different video because I'm very impressed with them. Essentially, you pay a flat fee and you give them your choice of the fitness trackers they have available. They send it to you in a trial period, and you get to try out those trackers for a set length of time. If you decide you want to purchase one, most of that fee that you paid to try them out goes toward buying it through them. So that's how they earn money feasibly. But every experience I've had with them so far has been like top notch. And I'm incredibly impressed with their customer service. So anyway, but I'll do a video about them at a different point in time. So I wanted to talk about a very popular new tracker, and I actually had to wait like an extra 3 or 4 weeks for my Lumoid order to come in because this tracker was the one I really wanted to try, and it was so popular. So it was the Misfit Ray. And I've had Misfit before. This is the back of the tracker. And this little hole, in case you're not really familiar with how trackers work, this is how they kind of gauge your movement, your distance. This kind of gives the electronics inside an outlet to gauge the metrics and everything that it processes. And the trial version they sent me is the rose gold one. It also comes in black. And they sent me the sport band, and which is kind of an interesting clasp. It's sort of like that push-in style that a lot of trackers have, but it's styled almost more like a watch band, which is interesting. So anyway, I wanted to try this because I had been using the Garmin Vivo Smart heart rate monitor. I'd used Misfit before. My first budget tracker was a Misfit Flash, which at the time I want to say was like $50. It's dropped since then. And I did not like my Garmin Vivo Smart HR. And part of the reason was, aside from the fact that it wasn't accurate and my device had a lot of problems, which Garmin actually replaced. They gave me a brand new one, which was nice. But I work in finance. I have a job in a very professional setting. I mean, I'm wearing work clothes right now. You know, I can't look like I'm wearing sort of something schlumpy on my wrist when I go to work, and for me the Garmin just wasn't good enough. And one thing I found very appealing about this is it's metal, it's incredibly light, and the way Misfit touts it is, at the time I'm filming this, there's no accessories available for this other than the leather band that's optional that you pay like an extra 20-30 bucks for. But you're supposed to be able to take off these straps, turn it into a necklace or turn it into a bracelet, or wear it however you want. As of right now though, you can only wear it on your wrist, but I love the look of it. It's very light, and I thought, hey, I need something that's a lot more like jewelry so I can disguise it when I'm in the office. And I don't need something overly complicated because the environment I work in, I can't have a lot of Bluetooth. So I needed a device that fell within a certain parameter range. So I wanted to try this, and I liked that the little indicator, if you tap twice, it'll light up in a sequence of colors to tell you how far you are to your goal. So there's a nice visual for that. And overall, I liked the performance of this. I wore 3 trackers at the same time just to see how this did in terms of accuracy. And what was interesting was when I wore this on the same wrist that I wear on my jawbone, which is actually my favorite tracker, and I can do a different video on that at some other point. When I wore this on the same wrist as my jawbone, this consistently overcounted how many steps and how much activity that I did throughout the day. And I will say that was kind of discouraging because I know how active I am, and this way overestimated it. And I mean way, like by the end of the day, it was like 1,000 over what my other trackers were reporting at the time, which was not good because it makes me think I'm being more active than I am. But I do really like this. You can set an activity alerts. You can set an alarm. The alerts continue to vibrate. Kind of, they're not strong vibrations, but they buzz enough and long enough to get your attention. Unlike like my jawbone is an incredibly strong vibration, the Garmin, when it vibrated, I could not feel it at all. And that, I mean, idle alerts are a big thing for me. So, I mean, this comes with the smart alarm. It's completely waterproof. You can swim with it. It has swim tracking. It's so obviously it's also sweat proof. And overall, it performed pretty well. The sleep tracking was actually closer than I thought it would be for an automatic sleep tracking app. And I say that because I usually like to lay in bed for half an hour or so before I go to sleep, and I kind of wind down, I read, and I kind of try and decompress from the day. And a lot of trackers record that as being asleep, which is not the case. This one caught on, it still recorded some of my down reading time as inactive and as light sleep, but for the most part, this was very close to the manual apps that I had triggered. I wore it in comparison with the Fitbit One and in comparison with my Jawbone, and out of the three, the Jawbone was the most accurate, both in terms of workout, in terms of sleep, and in terms of activity counting. This was second. The Fitbit was so far off. I could not stand the Fitbit, could not believe how inaccurate it was. Comparing the apps to each other, the Fitbit by far was the worst, and I can do a different review on that. But this is a great tracker if you're looking for something that's more fashionable, somewhat on the affordable side if you don't mind not having a display. I really enjoyed it. I'll show you guys the app. The main issue I had with this, and I love that you don't need to charge this operates on coin cell batteries, but the main issue I had with this was syncing. It never reliably synced to my phone, and that bothered me very much. And I had to take the batteries out and then reinsert them in order to get it to talk to my phone. So I'll just give you a quick preview of the app. The way that the app works on Misfit is they give you a dial with points, and underneath that you have your activity, which includes your steps and your workouts, and then you can click on the sleep tab and it'll give you your sleep points. Now, this isn't the most useful, but what's great about this is you can actually tap on that circle and it'll take you into a close-up of your sleep patterns. And if you tap on the activity, it'll show you like a graph of when you're most active and what you were doing during that time period. What's also neat, if you scroll down beneath the activity, it tells you the distance. Oh, I don't think you can see it on the camera. It tells you the distance, the amount of calories it projects that you've burned for your total daily calorie burn. And it tells you how many steps that it projects that you've done. And it gives you something cool when you slide down. It gives you your day's story. So what's interesting is if you haven't yet met your points, in this part of the story, it recommends, I'm so sorry that I'm like off center, that it's backwards. It recommends how long you could do of each kind of activity to help you hit your point goal for that day. And what's interesting is your point goal is not just based on your step count, which is really nice. I will say, as much as I love my Jawbone, I hate that it doesn't count like when I lift weights as part of my activity goal for the day. It just has a generalized step goal. So I think it's great that Misfit counts every activity as being part of your point system. What I didn't like was it wasn't that great at detecting when I was doing a workout. Like the weightlifting did not detect I was doing anything at all. And I do that frequently throughout the week. So for me to have that kind of ignored was kind of bothersome to me because I felt, as silly as it is, I felt like I wasn't being given credit for that. So if you continue scrolling down, it'll give you like your sleep story. So again, this is just, you can click into your sleep section and look at this further. So I do like that the point system, and I'll just click back into it, the point system throughout the days shows you how active you were is a grand total. What I don't like is that point system doesn't always recognize that you've done a workout, and it's not easy to add a workout in. At least I have not found it easy to do so. You can edit activities. So you see here, it caught some of my walking, like when I walked to meetings around my job, but it wouldn't catch workouts, which was interesting to me. So that I was not a super fan of. It does have a social aspect. So at the top, you've got home, social, profile, and device. So if I click on social, I didn't add any friends. No one I know uses Misfit. But they do give you, if you don't have any friends, It's called Misfit, and it gives you a combined average of all the other women on Misfit and how they're doing with their devices. So it kind of gives you like an average goal to beat if you get really competitive and you want to beat an average number. The device is fine. It just gives you like the number of the ray, and you can choose what position you're wearing it in. And I assume this is to help enhance accuracy. Again, didn't really seem to help me much. It was much less accurate than the other tracker that I wore. But I'm sure if I had chosen a different location, it would have been even worse. So, and when you scroll down, you can also decide whether you want call or text notifications. It'll vibrate and give you a color if you get a call or a text. I don't use that feature because in my job I can't. Like I mentioned, I have limited Bluetooth capability. And for your profile, this is where you would look at yourself. So I've got my profile in here and my goals and my burn and my Misfit comparison metrics. Unfortunately, it's not super easy to edit your goals. So if I come here and it shows me this little trophy is my goal and I click it, nothing happens. So I just tapped it a couple times. Let me tap it again. So I'm tapping my goals. It doesn't show me a thing. And it doesn't show me, like it says best streak. It doesn't show me anything on that either. If I want to edit my goals, I have to go to the little dot menu at the top, and I know you have a hard time seeing this, but it's goals, app, and then settings. And overall, I just have to say, I don't think that the app is that intuitive. It looks nice, it kind of looks futuristic, but when it comes down to it, I don't think it's giving me the information that I really need for my personal fitness goals. But if what you really need is just like a top level, you're not interested in like a high level of accuracy, you just want a general idea of how you're doing and you want something that looks really nice with a quick at a glance little color light up to tell you how you're doing, then this is a great device for you. I do think it's priced a little more than it's worth, to be totally honest, because there are better devices that offer more than this that are, if not the same price, a little bit cheaper than this actually. So it's not bad. I'm not going to buy it, which is kind of disappointing to me because I honestly thought I was going into this planning on purchasing this Misfit Ray, and I don't think I will. So that's my take on the Misfit Ray. If you guys have any questions for me about what I thought about the device or my thoughts on Lumoid or Misfit's app or anything like that, please feel free to leave me a comment or ask me any questions. And I know it was a little different than my usual beauty review videos, but I've been kind of going on a fitness track craze lately because I'm trying to slim down again because I gained back all the weight I lost. The struggle is real. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope for anybody out there who's curious in the Ray, I hope this answered some of your questions. Again, not from someone who's like super into running or tracking my heart rate because my legs have problems physically. I can't do those things. But from someone who needs general tracker advice, they're looking for something to fit a certain kind of bill. I hope this really helped. All right, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.